All right, y'all, we're going to go back to September 11th, 2001. I bought this book a couple years ago. Um, Now, this happened when I didn't see things clearly. Um, I had woke up to a pounding on the door or actually a pounding on my side bedroom window, and my cousin next door, he was hitting the window and he said, "Hey, come on, turn on TV, cuz, turn the TV on." So immediately ran to the TV, put the news on, and saw one of the World Trade Centers that was burning. And they had said that a plane had went into it. Okay, well, I was in disbelief, like, okay, wow, a plane went into the World Trade Center building, and it was like shocking to see that. And as we kept watching, I'll never forget the second plane that we actually saw with our eyes slam right into the building and explode on impact. Almost like it blew up immediately as soon as it made contact with the building. So it kind of like just turned to rubble as soon as it hit, because it exploded, and then it was just, okay, now it's on fire. Once again, I didn't pick up on a lot of things back then like you do now. Um, so I got this book a couple years ago, and it shows all the newspapers in the U.S. Okay, so you got, hold on, let's clear that up. You got newspapers in Alabama, California, all the way to Utah. They all had their own section. Well, they all had their reports on the World Trade Centers being hit, but nobody had the better or more than the people that was in New York. So then you got national newspapers, then you got international newspapers. That's from all over the world, okay? So I bought this book, and this was years ago I bought this book. Um, and I'm looking through the book, and it's like, wow, this is painful to look at. Um, Even though I didn't have any loved ones that went down in there, so my condolences to the people that did lose loved ones to this senseless act. Okay, and the stories that they put out about this, it was just disgusting. And I mean that, it was disgusting. So it even, um, see that? Look at that. U.S. attacked. This was Arizona Republic. Jets crash into the Trade Center, Pentagon. Bush rushed to the military base. You see that plane going. You see the fireballs. Planes grounded nationwide. I remember they grounded all planes. Of course, they got to make it all look good, like they trying to protect, so they grounded all the planes. Um, you have Arizona Daily put in there the unthinkable. You got Bush up there. He used to be president when that happened. You have the plane going into the World Trade Center, and you got clips of the rubble. No, that's in Tucson, Arizona. Now, I take that back. That was Tucson, Arizona's paper. That's Phoenix, Arizona's coverage there. So I'm going to turn the page some more, and I want to talk about some things in here. California's daily, Californian, our nation saw evil. They didn't see evil, they saw evil acts, is what they should have said. Our nation saw evil. No, the nation seen acts of evil. Okay? Now in Fresno, California, the American Horror, they got that there. A lot of people wasn't born. They even got the Statue of Liberty bent over crying in a comic picture. Pentagon wasn't too far from me, so the Pentagon was hit in Arlington, Virginia. I've been to D.C., all of that. They even got these kids here crying, well, heads down. They called them kamikaze attacks, which is like suicidal, just slam into some buildings, which I beg to differ. Like, I got my own belief. Okay, now let's scroll on over. That's Los Angeles' news coverage. Um, Los Angeles again showing the plane here going in, and then it's showing explosion. Do y'all see that face right there in that fire? Let me zoom in on that face. All right, y'all see that face right there? There was a lot of people that captured these pictures that was there. There was actually demonic faces, if that's what you want to call them, inside of the smoke as it was, taking shape as it was just billowing up in the air. So, I mean, you got pictures of rescue people. My heart goes out and hats off to the rescue teams that tried to help these people that didn't know what was going on. Yes, it was a nightmare. San Diego posted devastation. Thousands feared dead. So this is sad in the history of the U.S. It is. Then somebody called it bastards. Okay. The thing is who are you calling the bastards? I'm pretty sure somebody is in here saying the bastards are the people that flew the planes into the buildings. But to be totally honest with y'all, all they had to do was say this is what happened and y'all believed it. If y'all really believe somebody crashed these planes into these buildings, then y'all some damn fools. This was a targeted hit. It had nothing to do with Pakistan, Israel, Saudi Arabians. It didn't have to do with none of them. They put them names in there, put them names on a flight list, and the media hurry up and put it out, and y'all bought that shit they sold y'all. This was a cover-up of some shit, a distraction, so they could go do some shit. And, it is what it is. It ain't never gonna stop. You got Santa Ana, California, America attack, got a plane going into the building. Now, what y'all fail to realize is that for these to be some foreign people that supposedly did these, okay, please explain to me how these people knew to bring the planes directly into the World Trade Center. Okay, a hijacker is not going to hijack the plane at the last minute, and just so happens that they both are in New York minutes apart and hit the same target in the same location. What I mean by that is let me show you the back of this book. You see the back of this book real quick? Look at that. These are the points, the weak points in these towers. These are seen from above, and you can see them from the ground if you actually paying attention. Most people that don't pay attention just see windows and the list of other things and the other details in the thing, but most people pay attention to details of these buildings that are built. So you can see that there's a weak point here and a weak point here. Them planes could not hit here because then they would have hit one of these buildings first. They would have never hit them targets. These are in plain sight, plain view, and this was all planned, okay? For a certain date and time. And they carried out, boom, hit one, then hit the other. When you hit here and you hit here and everything burns up in here, there's nothing to support the weight on top, so they are going to collapse the way that they did. So the people that did this knew what to do. These were explosions, y'all. Not from a plane just slamming into a building at that rate of speed and causing that building to fall the way it did. There were other explosions that most people did say they was making a phone call. They was reporting there's explosions going off inside the towers. This is after the plane hit the building. So what was blowing up? Let's get back to this now. We could go to, you got YouTube videos of, see, this doesn't pick it up that good. This was Charlotte, North Carolina. Okay. They put terror. U.S. reels from attacks on the World Trade Center and Pentagon. Now, down here, this was media coverage from a helicopter. On YouTube, you could find videos of the helicopter media crew flying, looking at this going down. Okay, that's who gave you the aerial footage of the towers when it went down and when they were hit. That was the only way you was going to be able to see that. They showed it, but what they accidentally showed, and actually one of the reporters, I hope they still living, caught a craft that was off to the other side after the towers was hit twice, caught some kind of craft that was hovering on this side of the building, and then all of a sudden, and they said, "Oh, did you see that?" And it shot that way and went up in the air. So who knows what that was? Y'all use your imagination. I'm just being honest. Okay. Now over here you have Greensboro, North Carolina, and you have the World Trade Center here. Keep in mind these pictures are just sad to see. This is a terrifying sight, and you keep going down here, and they keep showing this plane going into this building. And the key thing they said was we were attacked. Okay, then they pointed the blame at a certain country. Now let me tell y'all something. Y'all need to wake up and see that. I have to show y'all this. So I'm gonna show y'all this person. Now we can go on over here. They even got one of these people right here, Afghan leader, Mr. Ahmad Shah. I can't say his name, but Mr. Ahmad. Y'all see him? Okay, they ain't have nothing to do with the World Trade Center. That's my opinion. My opinion. None of y'all will ever get the facts. Neither will I. I'm just telling y'all I know damn well they didn't have nothing to do with the towers. Now, do y'all recognize this man here? Of course, that was George Bush. Do you recognize that man? That is the man that they went after the fact and said that they got him. They said that they took him out in a cave. They took him out in a cave. Okay, now let's get something clear here. Y'all went after this man. Y'all said there was Afghan men that were on this plane. They came up with all these names and said these are the ones that attacked. They had calls that came from the people on the planes that was saying there are terrorists on the plane. They look like this, they look like that. This is that. That's fake news. 2, this man right here, they went after him is what they told y'all, and they got him. Please explain to me why you would even go after him anyway, Osama bin Laden, when he wasn't even on the plane. Oh, I'm sorry. They said he basically brainwashed people and trained them how to do these acts. So the people that carry out these acts, this man is responsible for their actions? No. Okay? Now, I ain't taking up for this man. Look, as far as I'm concerned, this man is an idiot. Okay? But y'all don't realize, look at this, is the point I'm really trying to make is look at that man. Who is that right there? That's your president, right? Years later, we had another president that came in office out of nowhere. They told you what his background was. This was his family and this was that. Shave the beard off of that man. Tell me who he looked like. Shave the beard off of this man and tell me who he looked like. Let's go on down at his name. Osama. What was your president's name? Obama. Osama Obama. That ain't him. You see the bit. Once again, to each his own. I just thought I'd throw that out there for y'all. Let's get off of him. Okay? Now, here you got the mask wearing. The man covering up his face because of the debris that's in the air. What were we all doing a couple years ago? Wearing the mask. And we still wearing the mask. Bear with me. Alright, now, you have the people that were actually on the ground when this happened. We're seeing people jump from the buildings, and it was just tragic, okay? But when the building fell, it fell so fast, it had to be some kind of heat that building would have to have burned a long time for that to fall. You telling me the construction was weak? Americans make steel and put it up good, and that still lasts a long time. It lasts a long time. Whenever you burning something with a torch, when you're working on a car, or you cutting through metal cutting through a steel door. They use the oxygen, your chemical tanks that that's needed to and oxygen to create that heat. All right. Now that is not direct heat when the planes hit the building. Okay, it was some other technology that helped out with the melting of the metal structure for that building to collapse. The building should not have collapsed. It hit the center of one of the sides of the squares. Okay, it didn't hit no corner beam. It hit in the middle. The building structure should have still stayed up. I don't care if a nuclear bomb would have brought that down, or a fighter jet would have fired some rounds at that, and it would have taken a couple of them fires to knock that down. So how did a plane bring that down like that? I'm just saying, y'all. All right. And then a lot of y'all did not see. Okay, is that it there? Was that it? Yeah, that is it. Right in there. Y'all see that tower? Y'all see that tower? All right. That ain't no fire ladder from a fire. No ladders can reach that high. That's why there wasn't much they could do but go in and rescue people. So you tell me what kind of rod that is and what is that doing up in there? Now, most people say, okay, that was the top of the buildings. Okay, so I'll give them that. That was the top of the building. Was the point I was trying to make with that. But all in all, this was planned. It had nothing to do with no Israelis, no Afghanistan people. That is just a way to spread hatred. Whether y'all don't like them or not, Israelis and all of that. If that's the case, then why they here in the U.S. now? Just by the number. They're everywhere. If it's all like that and that happened to our country, why are they here in the U.S. right now? By the number. Why are they doctors? Why are they lawyers? Why are some of them on a police force? If this happened to us, why did you still let them come in the country? All right. That's because it's bigger than what they told y'all. So I just thought I'd share that with y'all, show y'all a couple of these pictures. And if it hurts some people's feelings, I apologize, but some people need to be told what's really going on. We will never know what's going on and what the agenda is, but just know that everything they put out on the news, they do that to steer you away from what your common sense is and what's really going on, and then everybody will be going at each other's necks. And here they gave you a key message when they said that. Nothing will ever be the same. Ain't nothing been the same since that. You know, everybody stay blessed. You know, use your brain, your common sense. Don't use the media's common sense. All right, y'all. Yep, that's that.